Hi guys, my name is Young Hao and this is my informative speech. So let's start off with this. How many of you guys have been to a park or walked around a beach and you noticed that there was a very interesting rock structure and you pondered how that rock was made or it was produced initially? Well, before I took geology, I was wondering the same thing, but the subject usually pops out of my head before I was able to come up with a proper solution to or a proper answer to how it was made. But after taking geology, I learned that there is a rock cycle and that every single rock produced in nature follows that natural cycle. And the rock cycle consists of three different types of rocks: the igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and the third one being metamorphic rock. So, how might this rock cycle work, or how does it start, you might ask? So, let's start off with igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed from deep within the earth when hot magma are given enough time to cool. Now, there are two types of igneous rocks. There are the intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. Intrusive igneous rocks are rocks that are deep beneath the earth, formed by hot magma with a lot of time to cool, a lot of time. We're talking about thousands, hundreds, and thousands of years, and the texture of this rock will have like a spotty appearance. So, for example, the rock might be gray, but it might have a visible not see through, but white crystals on them. So, and the term for this is called coarse grained igneous rock. And extrusive igneous rocks are rocks that has not been given enough time to cool. So, for example, hot magma explodes out of the volcano, and out, and it becomes lava. Lava given enough time to cool, they also become igneous rocks, but they are not given enough time to cool as they have deep beneath the earth. So when lava cools, it becomes extrusive igneous rocks, where and the appearance is that the crystals are extremely small. You will not be able to see it with the naked eye, and that the appearance is a lot smoother basically. And the term for this is called fine grained igneous rock. So moving on to the next rock in the rock cycle is the sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are formed by sediments, and how sediments are produced are by all three rocks: igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and also metamorphic rock. But sediments can be built up because of corrosion from igneous rocks. So, as weathering occurs, igneous rocks basically break down a part of them, and they might be they could be as small as a grain of sand, and they build up over time. Um, Over time, they become that sedimentary rock. In fact, you can also have animal fossils in the sedimentary rock as well. So, for example, a bone could be in there, a seashell, or an imprint of something. So that also counts in as a sedimentary rock. The only thing that's not available is a is a living thing. For example, wood will not count. So moving on to metamorphic rock, we already talked about sedimentary rock can break down, but they can also be built up as a bigger set of sedimentary rock. But when they're broken down, those sediments can be pressed. They could go deep beneath the earth and be pressed by the weight of the rocks above them, and over time, those weights will eventually bring them deep beneath the earth. And once that happens, and you know how, and I'm sure you know this, but the earth always moves. Um, and in that situation, those rocks are always in a stressful condition where they're constantly being treated by heat, constantly being treated by the motion, so they're constantly being folded and so forth. So the appearance of metamorphic rock, how you can tell that it is a metamorphic rock, is that there might be striped. They might be striped, um, parallel stripes actually, or that they have a smooth surface. So like marble, for example, they have a smooth surface. That's because the smooth surface is basically the reflection of the compression. So the rock cycle, how does metamorphic rock once again become igneous rock? Once metamorphic rock is deep beneath the earth, if it's hot enough, they would once again be magma. And from magma, start of the cycle, they would cool and they would become igneous rocks again, rinse and repeat. So today we talked about the rock cycle and also how rocks are formed in the rock cycle, and the three rocks are produced within the cycle, which are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. So next time you go out for a walk, ponder about how, if you see an interesting rock structure, ponder how it was made and how it was formed. This is my name is Jung Hao, and this is my informative speech. Thank you for listening.